Hey, it's your girl, the Ordained High Priestess, and today I'm going to do a special reading regarding the TikTok ban. Hopefully, nothing will happen to this video while I'm doing a reading, so just as a side note, this is for entertainment purposes. Also, I'm going to ring the bell 3 times. Yeah, that first ring didn't count, so that's why I did it like that. The other thing that I was going to say really quick is I apologize to those of you following me on TikTok. I made a mistake. I thought I needed 100 people to go live. It's 1,000. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get 1,000 before the ban hits. We only have a couple more days left. I was thinking of the Book of Face requirements at the time because they require 100, and I forget what Instagram needs. So what I'm going to be doing is also going to be doing stuff on the other channel, which is YouTube, because Crew's been pushing me to do videos on YouTube as of late. So just little disclaimers. I don't want to be out here being loud and wrong, so I figured I'd make corrections here and there. It's not that serious, but yeah. What was I going to say? So my deck has been reset. We're going to draw cards. Crew told me to start off with my tarot card deck, and I'm not sure why. So let's see what's going on with this ban. So the first card Crew's telling me to draw is what's the true purpose of this ban, which is interesting because I thought we knew what the true purpose of the ban is, or was. So they're saying cut the deck. All right, so, that's interesting. So the true purpose of the ban, and just as a side note, this is for entertainment purposes only. The true purpose of the ban apparently is to cause chaos and confusion and infighting, as well as discord amongst people. And also to have people running around scared, like with their heads cut off, like chickens with their heads cut off, which is very, very interesting. I was not expecting to see that, but it goes along with some of the other people saying, oh, you know, they want you to go to Meta and all that. That's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is a lot of chaos and confusion and a lack of teamwork. It's a lot of arguments and infighting. So they want us to infight. They want us to sow confusion. Okay, why are we sowing confusion? Oh, so that we're forced to, like, not walk away from the choices we made. So there's a lot of infighting confusion because they want to make it seem like there's not more than one option, or that there aren't any options left, because this is saying like staying stagnant or staying still, as opposed to it being right side up where you're walking away from certain choices and decisions that are being made, where here it's making people fight or scramble or whatever, because obviously the choice is being taken out of our hands and it's causing people to fight and scramble. So, what's next, Crew? So they're saying there's a lot of theft going on, and a lot of people are getting away with stealing. A lot of people are getting away with robbing people blind, so to speak. It's almost like it's going back to what people are saying about the monopoly and everything, but there's a lot of shady things going on that we don't know about. A lot of theft and a lot of other weird things going on. What was the whole point of the theft? So the whole point of the theft is to have someone come out on top. It doesn't feel like multiple people. It feels like one person. So again, this goes back to the whole discussion of Facebook and Zuckerberg, where it's like this person wants to be victorious for coming out on top. It almost feels like it's giving me vibes of a monopoly, but I'm not getting the vibe of a monopoly. It feels like this person just likes to steal, and then he likes to put his name on things and come out on top, which kind of confirms the what was it, that movie that was done on Zuckerberg way back, where they were saying he stole the ideas. This feels like, again, like it's stealing and being like, see, look what I did with it. But I feel like by doing this, it's like someone's going to come by and knock him off your high horse, because this is always a warning, like not to be on your high horse when stuff is hitting the fan. So what's going to happen? So this person's not going to be happy about the choices that were made, and they're not going to be able to enjoy their peace. And actually, it's going to cut into their finances. So normally, if this is right side up, this is someone who's enjoying time to themselves. They're enjoying the peace and the prosperity and the riches that they've acquired. In this case, this person is really, truly miserable, and they're not going to be happy with the things that they have acquired. I'm going to stop here and do a part 2. Hey, this is your girl, the Ordained High Priestess. I'm coming at you with part 2 of what's going to happen with the TikTok ban and what's going on behind the scenes. So they're telling me to draw another card. Yeah, this person, what's going to happen is that they're going to be hoarding, but it's going to be hoarding to no end, and it's going to be to the point where it actually may bankrupt them or put them in a position financially where they may have to cut their losses. This is a lot of like hoarding stuff for the sake of hoarding, and hoarding stuff because they want more power and control. But as you can see, like, it's going to be power and control slipping out of their hands. They're not grounded in freaking reality. All right, so what's going to be the end result if there is a ban? Or it's coming in jumble, because Crew's saying ask about what's going to be the end result if there is a ban, and then they're saying what's going to be the end result if there isn't a ban. So if there is a ban, what is going to be the end result, like regarding social media or wherever as we know it? So what is going to be the end result of this ban? Now I see why they told me to do tarot cards first. This is wild. So the end result of this ban, they told me to draw 3 cards, and then it's getting weird. Okay, so the end result of this ban, right, if it were to go through. So the end result of this ban, it's going to cause people, like they said, to like not coordinate. They're going to be fighting. They're going to feel trapped and have choices taken away from them. But it's also going to make people more wary of using social media apps. And actually, like, this is talking about people gathering together, possibly to break off and create their own app, or maybe they're going to become distrustful of people who hold, like, big money, because this is not only just a reunion, this is like inheritances. This is like big money. So what it's saying is that people are going to be cautious of those who have big money, as we are already seeing with that trend already right now. And they're going to see people with the huge money making dumb choices. Like, they're not thinking things through. There is not going to be new beginnings or new starts or whatever. That's if the ban goes through. It doesn't look like there's going to be any chance for things to be started over. But let me draw one more card. And people are going to be losing sleep over this. Like, I feel like what's going to happen is that if this ban goes through, it's like they rushed in haste, and then they realized, oh, maybe we shouldn't have banned this app. And by the time they realize it, it's going to be too late. And it feels like it's going to be a mistake that they can't come back from. It's like, ooh, this card fell out. It's like, what is it? Penny wise and pound foolish. And just like you're regretting in haste. That's what I'm feeling here with this situation. Oh my goodness. Now if, like, let's say the ban doesn't go through, what's going to happen? Like, let's say the ban does not go through. Because I've been getting a feeling like it may not go through. And again, I feel like maybe it's wishful thinking on my end. I don't know. But what I'm seeing here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have the 5. Okay, they're telling me not to read the bottom card. So if the ban doesn't go through. Interesting. If the ban doesn't go through, people are going to still get paid. They're going to reap what they sow from, putting their content out there. They're going to feel more confident in their skills. Like, usually when I see this right side up, this again is like a warning to call for backup. But what's going to happen is that if the ban doesn't go through, I think people are still going to be weary. What I would suggest here is definitely, like, if those of you can afford it, or if you can, follow some attorneys, or, get some outside help, because this is feeling like, these content creators aren't going to feel like their back isn't against the wall. It's going to feel more like, okay, well, now that you did that to us, what was the whole point? And the Tower talks about collapse and ruin, and this is like on a large scale. There's going to be obviously a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, because you have your King of Wands out here. King of Wands talks about, it's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius card, but it also talks about, in upside down fashion, how people are going to feel like this was an aggressive power move. And this was just a way to be like, oh, you're just showing force. Like, oh, you could take away this app from us at any time. So a lot of people are going to be upset. They're going to feel bitter. They're going to feel some sort of way. And people may actually rebel, which is happening right now, where people are going to Red Letter. Or not Red Letter, Red Book, if I remember correctly. But it's showing like a lot of people are going to rebel. There's a lot of collapse and ruin. They may just do it. Again, this feels like out of spite and out of anger. What's the next card after this? I'm being told to draw another one. And because of that, people are going to feel like there's an imbalance, because it's like, well, who do we trust now that you've kind of shaken our trust in this app? There's no balance here. Like, what's going on? So what I'm seeing here is, if the ban doesn't go through, people are going to be very angry, very distrustful, and it's going to be a situation where people are going to they're going to rebel in a big way due to anger and frustration, and probably try to take control back by force. And then it becomes a situation, or maybe it's talking about the company or whatever, they may try to take control back by force. But it feels more like the people on the app. And as a result, there's going to be an imbalance. And the imbalance leads to bigger problems. The King of Pentacles that we're seeing here, I find it interesting there's two kings in reverse. The King of Pentacles, this is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy going on. What I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of stubbornness, there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of domineering energy. It's just really like toxic energy. When I say toxic, I'm not trying to say toxic male energy, but that's what I'm feeling here. It feels like, for lack of a better term, a dick measuring contest. I'm going to stop here and do part 3. All right, it's your girl, the Ordained High Priestess, coming at you with part 3 with this TikTok ban situation via tarot cards. Be sure, when you're watching this, go back to part 1 and part 2 and watch that. But what I'm seeing, just to pick up where I left off, what I was going to say is, what I'm seeing here, it's a lot of machismo. It's a lot of unwarranted machismo, where it's like, again, a dick measuring contest. And it's a lot of like, well, I hold the coin, and then the other person's like, well, I hold the business. Sorry, I had to drink some water real quick. But it's a lot of push and pull and a lot of tugging and back and forth. They're telling me not to flip this card yet that went and shuffle into the deck. But it looks like there's going to be more legal proceedings and justice is going to be served. Things are going to work out. It looks like things are going to be balanced. This is a Libra card. Okay, but in whose favor is this going to work out? So, justice is pointing to a lack of control. This is a Cancer card. Also, returning back to basics, returning home. So, a lot of people sleep on the Chariot card. It becomes a situation where they're saying there's a lack of control, lack of regulations, which we're hearing right now. So, the courts are trying to find a fair solution to like a lack of control and a lack of balance. Which is like weird, because I'm not getting a feeling of a lack of control. So there are going to be choices that are going to be made. It's not going to be like bad choices or crying over spilled milk. It feels like choices are going to be made that are going to be amicable if the ban doesn't go through. And what I'm seeing here, though, is that it's going to become a little bit more serious, and it's not going to become as playful or as more fun as it used to be, meaning the app. So there may be changes that come with this app where it makes it more serious, or people won't have as much fun as they used to on the app. And I think that's the plan, to kind of get people off the app, which people are doing already. And what I'm seeing again, like, it's people getting away, for lack of a better term, murder, or people getting away with aggressive acts. So this is not looking good, but it could also mean like arguments where it's like, I see what you're doing there. And also people aren't calling out the right people. So this feels like they may need a better defense. Okay, I'm hearing draw one more and then flip this one. But when I'm seeing, oh, that's the King of Swords. So we have 3 kings going on. This one's right side up. So the King of Swords doesn't really care about the emotional side of things. He's like the Queen of Swords. Obviously, it's his wife. But what I was going to say is with the King of Swords, he cares about facts. He cares about the information that's in front of him. He's like cutthroat, like a surgeon. This is also the card of senators and also the card of attorneys or lawyers. So I find it interesting how that's coming up. So this person is going to cut to the chase and be like, yo, what's good? Now I'm hearing draw another card. And it looks like the ships are going to be, everything's going to be put out there, laid bare, and then there's going to be a waiting period time. And then after the waiting period time, no one's like going to be hanging themselves over the situation or I don't know. It could be like a hung jury. Who knows? But what I'm saying is that like there's going to be new things put in place, and it looks like it's almost like ascension. So it's going to, maybe the app will become more popular after this. Because also the Hangman, if you know the story of Odin, it talks about Odin hanging himself upside down, losing his eye to gain knowledge. So I'm wondering if that's what's going on, where it's like people are in a suspended state looking for knowledge or looking for more answers. Like, it feels like this judge or whoever's presiding over the case or the attorney or whoever, this feels more like a judge / attorney. Whoever this is, they're coming through with facts, and it's going to be a case where things become suspended. And then, oh, all things end. It's like death. So we have our Scorpio card here. So there are endings that may bring new beginnings. Where are these new beginnings? Okay, more fights, more things coming out. So this feels like it may be a long, drawn-out process and a lot of going back and forth. I think there's considerations that are going to be made for those who are already making money on the app. I could be wrong, and that's what. And I just saw 444, which means changes, especially in regards to jobs. So I find that interesting how that's popping up while I'm reading this. But it's like saying like, okay, well, whoever this was, they should have called for more reinforcements, or maybe it's a new start like maybe it's them appealing the case, and it becomes a situation where more backup is called because they feel like they're getting their back thrown, and then maybe they're going to be forced to think outside the box because this is a Taurus card. Because Kuru now is telling me to keep drawing after the Hierophant flip. So the Hierophant talks about structure. Maybe the structure is too rigid. I find it interesting how that popped up while we have the King of Pentacles, like right here in reverse. So there's a lot of stubbornness and a lot of Taurus energy, but it could be in reverse like the Hierophant, where they're saying like, there's not enough structure, things aren't, transparent, things aren't clear. So that's what I'm feeling here. And then if we flip this card, whoa, interesting. So at the end of the day, things are going to work out. It's a good omen. Let's put it this way. It's a good omen if the TikTok ban doesn't go through. If it doesn't go through, obviously, I don't feel like that would be a good omen unless something new comes of it. And it talks about, maybe they create a new app that's separate from TikTok, and they do a thing where it's like a business in the US, but in the back end, maybe they own it. But this is saying like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, there's a pot of gold, all that jazz, but everything is going to work out like it's supposed to. So anyway, this has been the Ordained High Priestess. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this set of videos. I'm going to post it on YouTube, obviously on TikTok when I get a chance, and I'm going to post it on all my other social media apps. All right, bye.